welcome back. 7 up, 3 down. Coming to you. We got some tinkering we're doing on the Shadow 2. I've already taken the slide apart. We're going to be replacing the recoil spring. I'm sorry. I've got some new recoil springs. That nice bright new red one from Cajun Gunworks. I ordered a kit that's got, they call it the Tuners Pack, that comes with an 11, a 12, a 13, and a 14 pound recoil spring. I've got some new ammo coming that I'm going to be reviewing, and thought I might, for 30 bucks, I might as well try that too and tinker with the recoil springs to see if I can notice any difference. Probably won't, but this is the new trigger return spring from Cajun Gunworks. There is the part number. It comes with a new floating pin. Well, I take that back, it doesn't come with it. It's recommended. It's like $7 more to get a floating pin for it, and I went ahead and did. And I just actually got the old pin out and got the new spring installed. And I tried to do it on camera, but there's no way that I could show y'all on camera and get the lighting correct. The spring actually rides right down in here. See if I can get it where y'all can see it. Here's the trigger return spring right there at the end of and the long portion of the spring sits in this little groove, this little channel cut right here, and the short portion of it actually goes down here right behind the trigger. It's a little bit tricky to get in there. It only flew across the room twice on me, so but anyway, that's the way that goes in. The new floating pin right here just very gently pushes in there. It's not, it literally just falls right in place. Fairly simple to install, not a big deal at all. And I haven't put the slide back on it yet. I wanted to do that on camera, see if we notice any difference in the weight of the return spring. So let's stick the slide back on it. Oh yeah, it's definitely, for those of you that have, I don't know about the CZ75s, but I know, this is obviously a takeoff. Its base model is a 75, but it's got a pretty stout return spring right here after the gun is fired from the factory. This one is noticeably lighter. Not to the point where it doesn't feel like it wants to return to reset, but it's noticeably lighter. They also say in the instructions that it will lighten the actual trigger pull up to about a ½ pound, and there's a couple of other videos online where they've done that and actually tried it with a trigger pull gauge. Once again, I still don't have one. I need to order one. And it did lighten it at least 7 or 8 ounces, somewhere around there, close to it, about ½ pound. But anyway, sorry, I would have showed y'all the quote-unquote install. It's kind of, I can't hold it on the camera to see in a nutshell. This long portion right here, not the short one down here. I'm trying to get it where y'all can see it. Maybe I can put it in my hand. That might be easier. This longer portion right here at the top, this actually rides in that groove that I was showing you. And this other piece right here, this short piece, my punch is magnetized. This shorter piece, get it turned correctly, right here, actually goes down in behind the trigger. It kind of, when it goes in, it spreads out, and yes, it will fly out of your hands like that very easily. One piece goes down behind the, there we go, do it like this. This piece right here rides in the groove, and this goes down behind the actual trigger itself, and it spreads apart. If y'all can see that on there, it actually spreads apart like that, and that's where you get the spring tension that pushes the trigger back forward. And like I said, we replaced it with a new floating pin. Relatively easy to install, not a big deal, not expensive, but just some more tinkering. We've done I've got a lighter set of springs in the hammer spring, the main spring back here. It's got a 13 pound spring in it. I've got an 11.5, but it won't ignite all of my primers. I'm not hand loading right now, so I can't get guaranteed ignition with just factory ammo. If I was hand loading, I could load it correctly with the soft primers and be sure they're set in the primer pocket deep enough, and we could use that 11.5 pound spring, but I just don't have that yet. I'm not there yet. But anyway, here in the next few days, we're going to do some testing on the new recoil springs, and we'll bring that back to you as soon as we've got some information to share. Oh, and by the way, these Taran Tactical base plates are doing great. Zero problems whatsoever. I'm going to do a review coming up. I've ran 2 matches with them now, probably knocking on the door of 500 rounds, maybe 400 to 500 rounds. No failures to feed, no jams from them, no failures to lock open on empty. They work perfect, and that's just the factory follower and spring. Doesn't have the Grams follower and spring kit, and I've heard a lot of people say you need to put those in there, but I haven't yet, so maybe one day. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thought I'd bring that to you this afternoon. Hope everyone has a great weekend. We'll see you next time. 7 up, 3 down, out.